Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time we're going to go over to Gossip, and this is an update. Updated at 5:03 p.m. yesterday. It says, second woman accuses Shannon Sharpe of assault, alleges that he threatened to destroy her. The article is written by Rebecca Jacobs, and this is in the celebrities column. It says Shannon Sharpe's attorney is firing back at what he calls malicious lies in a clear attempt to extort the former NFL star and media personality. In a fiery statement sent to News One, Sharpe's legal counsel, Michael Struder, dismisses recent allegations made against his client as completely devoid of merit and accuses individuals of attempting to profit off Sharpe's name and reputation. In a statement, it says, it should be no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodworks to share their connection to the person in an attempt to profit from that alleged relationship, Struder said. In many cases, these stories or accusations are nothing more than old news, fanciful exaggerations, or sometimes blatant misrepresentations of the fact. Yeah, man. Struder then called out Sharpe's accuser, Michelle Evans, and Gabby Zunger. My bad, y'all. I apologize for that. Okay, I couldn't live with butchering this woman named Gabby Zunica. By name. He described Evans as someone who became obsessed with Shannon and decided to manufacture a claim against him. After failing to secure legal representation for what Struder calls an outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own. The fact that Shannon has no contact with this person for many years, he said, also claiming Evans served 3 years in prison for trying to delete her husband so that she could hopefully pursue a relationship with Shannon. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Turning to Zanika, Schuster doubled down on his claims that she engaged in a consensual, intimate relationship with Sharpe over 2 years and attempted to extort him after learning he would not father a child with her. This is a shakedown, pure and simple. The quote says, and we have the evidence to prove it, says Schuster. While Shannon was willing to pay her a substantial amount of money to avoid the intimate details of his personal life from being exposed, as many high-profile individuals often do when they are being threatened, that is no longer the case. Schuster made it clear that Sharpe intends to fight back and said that the opportunist women accusations distract from real survivors of abuse. Finally, addressing Sharpe's status with ESPN, Schuster said the Hall of Famer was not fired. In a statement, it says, for the avoidance of any doubt, Shannon Sharpe was not terminated by ESPN. He said he has elected to step away for a temporary period of time from his duties so that he can focus on his family and the frivolous claims filed against him. ESPN agreed with his decision, and Shannon plans to return to his role at ESPN for the NFL season. Okay? Shannon Sharpe is being accused of assaulting another woman in a second lawsuit. Shortly following a $50 million lawsuit filed against the media personality, another woman has come forward to assert similar claims of assault and intimidation. Michelle Bundy Evans, who said she's dated Sharpe for nearly a decade, filed a lawsuit against him in late 2023 for defamation, libel, and slander, after previously accusing him of SA. In the court documents obtained by page 6, Evans claimed that the podcast host assaulted her in 2010 after they got into an argument about his alleged infidelity. She alleges that Sharpe proceeded to forcibly subdue her, compelling her to her knees, and subsequently engaging in non-consensual situations. Okay? The complaint goes on to say that Shannon Sharpe maneuvered her onto the bed and achieved non-consensual intimate relations, all while proclaiming his intent to make it so no other man would want her. He then threatened to ruin her reputation if she decided to share the details of the incident she claimed. In the statement, it says he levied threats of ruin, declaring that any attempt on my part to disclose his transgressions would be met with a comprehensive campaign to use everyone I know to destroy you. Well, I'm assuming she's saying everyone that he knows to destroy her, whatever the case is. The lawsuit alleged Evans also said Sharpe made public remarks about their legal feud on his various platforms, which negatively affected her reputation. Following the 2010 incident, Evans placed a restraining order against Sharpe, but she later dropped it out of fear for herself and her child. She spoke to the U.S. Sun about dropping the restraining order in an interview published on Thursday. In a statement, she said, "After I filed the restraining order, I was sitting in my apartment with my daughter," Evans explained. "I had a basement apartment with a door leading out to the sidewalk. So I was right there, vulnerable, and someone came to my door and said, shut the bleep up." You know what I'm saying? You female dog. "And I ran and dropped it then because I had a child at home with me at the time, and having someone coming to my door with her there, you know that no. A spokesperson for Sharpe has denied Evans' allegations, according to page 6, insisting Michelle Evans' claims are ridiculous and completely without merit. Shannon has had no contact with her for many years. This comes as the former NFL player is facing a separate $50 million lawsuit for assault and battery from a woman identified as Jane Doe. In her complaint, she claims Sharpe SA'd her on multiple occasions throughout their 2-year relationship. Shannon has also denied those allegations, calling the lawsuit a shakedown. The Post's second woman accuses Shannon of assault. Allegedly, he threatened to destroy her. It appeared first he on bosses. So that is the end of the article as it stands. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting more and more stuff added to it. Who knew? Nobody knew about that. But the one issue that I am having, I'm not saying that I'm for Shannon Sharpe or for the alleged victim Evans in any capacity, but what I will say is, if you have a restraining order against someone and someone comes to your door and you are alleging that they yelled, I'm assuming they yelled at your door to shut up, why would you drop the restraining order? That's even more reason to keep the restraining order in place. I would have invested in a security system at the time. I'm not sure if She may have not had the means or had the means or whatever the case was, but one thing I definitely would have not done was drop the restraining order. For me, that's you know what I'm saying? But then again, I cannot even begin to imagine if that is something that she had to go through. You know, what her train of thought would have been in that moment. I'm only speaking from my perspective. So yeah, that's that. As for Shannon Sharpe, man, I have a feeling, unfortunately, there may be some other things that may come out about Shannon Sharpe. Unfortunately, this is just giving the same old surviving, you know who, you know who, you know who. Uh, you know, those you know who's are different people, but y'all know what. If you've been in the news and you've seen the news, then you know what I'm talking about. You know, the peoples. But yeah, man, this is just terrible, terrible. Whether it's a bribe or a shakedown or extortion or whatever they want to say. Again, shout out to Cat Williams. You know, all things will be exposed, regardless if it's someone like Diddy and R. Kelly, you know, or if it's any other individual that's looking to make a quick buck and a quick favor. You know, eventually the truth will come out regardless of how it swings. The thing that I think a lot of people grapple with and stuff like that and how things get sensationalized is through you know, the public, the media, the public, you know, jury by public opinion and things like that, where, you know, you have some people that want to, you know, yeah, he's guilty, blah, 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 this is that and the third. But we always have to have due process. And if you can't understand due process, you clearly have not read about other cases that have nothing to do with a celebrity. One that comes to mind is the two gentlemen, one from Maryland and another one who was a makeup artist, that was wrongfully kidnapped and detained and sent to a country. The other gentleman, I apologize for not remembering his name right offhand. He wasn't even from there. He was from Venezuela originally, and he got deported to El Salvador along with Abrego Garcia. So, you know, that's another example of due process not being able to access due process. But everyone deserves due process, even those gentlemen that are over there fighting for their lives right now in El Salvador. You know, Shannon Sharpe and anyone else that goes under the, you know, jury, you know, court for any reason deserves their due process. You know, so as you know, more things will come available, I will definitely put that out there. But what do you guys think about this second, you know, allegation that has came out? I actually had somebody that came underneath of my video that I did yesterday, and they were like, you know, she's a money grabber and things like that. Well, I mean, we really don't know until it's tried in the court of law if it makes it that far. But I can say this. They said the same thing about Cassie. Yeah. So, and everybody was saying the same thing that the guy came in my comment section and said. But, you know, until that video came out, you know, it was pretty much the same thing. That's why I said, let the courts, you know, it's okay to try it in public opinion, but public opinion, yeah, leave it to the people that it's their job to, you know, make that decision. So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video. I truly do appreciate you staying this long. If you did stay this long, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And with that, you guys, I will get with you in the next video. But until then, be good to yourself. first.